for taking your seats.
Say that again.
Yeah. Move the microphone. Thank you all for taking your seats. I appreciate it. That's so kind of you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Please sit down.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's awesome. So kind of you all. So one of the things that we talked about a couple months ago is we wanted to make sure that communication with the new organization continued to be as completely transparent, as frequent, as often, as in detail as possible. So this afternoon, what we're going to do for the next 45 minutes to an hour, so we're in that ballpark probably, I'm going to give you guys a status update. Basically, I'm going to start off with some of the stuff that we're working on, I've finished working on, those types of things. I want to talk a little about one of our exciting things in terms of our new affiliate recruitment process, talk about some of the technology stuff that's going on, as well as some of the product stuff that's going on. So, first thing that's there is two big lists of stuff. I'm going to go through these things relatively quickly. If you have any further questions on them, grab me afterwards. But these are the top list of things that are going on currently or have just completed. For those of you that have not seen it, there's fail-safe leadership.
Oh, cool.
If you have not seen this new piece, Tracy Lundquist, Tammy Cole both had huge impacts in recreating this process or this book, giving it a lot shorter, quicker pieces, gotten out some of the fluff, strengthened the message a little bit, added some new discussion topics, have gotten some amazing feedback from the network so far that people that pre-bought some of these copies. Second thing on there, for those of you, some of you may remember this. It's a little bit different than it was before in that it's not the 99-year to recycle plastic hard version. It is also a little bit larger than the one was prior, but this is your interpretation cube for intermetrics. So you guys have green sheets in your book. Some of you may not have ever seen these before, for those of you that have. But for those of you that have not, you have green sheets in your interpretation manual, and you read those pieces off to help you interpret. Well, what these are designed is that they have each one of those 6 pages on the side of the cube. What's very nice is they're really easy to ship out. They're really easy for you to put together. They're very good as a nice leave behind for your client. So your client will always be remembering where do they fall, where were they falling, what were the things they were working on, etc. They're pretty durable, right? You know, I mean, you can, they're going to stay together for you. Everything else, they're not going to fall apart too much, but a great little tool. Next thing up there is the marketing firm. We're going to talk. Oh, maybe I should have started that. Get that, Wendy. Break it down, put it back into pieces. Yeah.
Right. I have to tell you, we have a client that I worked with before who we did advanced insights, and we gave him the ever popular plastic cube.
Yeah.
And I saw him not long ago. He said, you know, they had a fire in their office, and his cube melted. So I actually had one in the closet, so I gave him a plastic one, but I may just send it.
Yeah, they're actually really
He
pretty
said he
cool.
loves it. He keeps it in his office.
It's a good refresher. I mean, Dan was just talking about how much he was using the Advanced Insights. Hogan, is that you? Yeah, Jerry made a comment a minute ago about how that just allows them to make a transition easier. Well, there's a visual representation that sits on their desk every day. So we're really excited about that. Marketing firm, we're going to talk about a little bit more in a second. We started talking about that back in October. We'll give you a pretty good update on that. Mitch is going to walk you through, corporate website. Jenna just completed the first version of the corporate website. We're going to talk to you a little bit more about that, show you some screen images from that, give you a URL for that as well. We're really excited about that. Dialogue continues to grow as a tool, and one of the things that we've looked to do now is we've changed the way that we're pricing dialogue. So Wendy's going to go into that for you so you can understand how we've made it be a little bit easier for you to work with smaller companies, mid-sized companies as well. Guess at Power Summit. This was a new idea. We tried it. We got our guests at the back table back there. That's, you know, they all sit together. We tried it. We asked. We said, you guys want to bring guests with you? Didn't see a huge amount of response to that. I don't know if that'll change in the future or not, but it's a new idea. It's things that we brought. The marketplace this afternoon. 5 o'clock out here in the lobby. We are providing free alcohol. I shouldn't really have to say anything else. You guys will all now show up, so I really don't really need to tell you anything else. But we've got, I think it's going to be a total of 7 tables set up out there. There's a flyer behind your last tab that'll show you what those tables may be. But we'll have some local marketing firm, computer services firm, ghostwriting services, HR services, authors that have some of their books and things along those lines. So you'll see that information there. We'll see how that goes tonight to, what we do with that in the future as it goes as well. This morning, Godshall, Jim, and myself led the small group through some process excellence exercises, which were taken very well. Wendy worked with a couple of folks on an overview of Rising Stars, which is pretty good. Affiliate Loyalty Program. For those of you that were not here in October, this is a new program that we just unveiled, where we're doing a group of affiliates that are able to earn loyalty points that they can use towards different prizes. If you want to use that term. Think about your airline miles for your credit card. So there's a handout that'll show you that information as well. New, upcoming, and continually changing. Mitch is going to walk you guys through a couple of slides or pictures that'll show you the new affiliate website, if you haven't been there yet. We have a section of that website that's called New and Free. So if you have not noticed this, at least once or twice a week, the New and Free section of the affiliate website is updated with a new and a free exercise, example, idea, something that you can use either for your own personal development or for work with one of your clients.
Every week.
Sorry, the bi-weekly thing, every week or every other week. I was going to say bi-weekly. Yeah, weekly or bi-weekly. Strategic planning. You guys have all received an email at the end of last week from Wendy. When you checked in this morning, you may have also been given a hard copy of that. But we're going to ask for you guys to give us some additional feedback back. We've already got a task force that's helped us create that first pilot piece. We're pretty excited. The previous organization was the previous organization. We weren't so good with deadlines back then. We weren't necessarily always so good about new products and things like that. So one of the things that we're really excited about is that we promised you guys in October that we would have a program for you in February. And based on the feedback of the first dozen or so people who have read strategic planning, we got a pretty good program for you too. So we're really excited about that. That's something that's been really cool around the office lately. Leadership seminars. Linda's giving me a look. Some of you remember when we actually first came out with it. It was a long time ago. There was a series of 3 seminars that we were able to use in your marketing services. Those seminars are now old. They're out of date. So what we're doing is we're going through and refreshing those seminars, and we should be able to see something from that come June. Okay. Also in June, strategic planning, we will make that deadline as well. So you will see the strategic planning process there. Lots of different Power Summit modifications. One, obviously, we're in a different building. We're really excited about it here. We've got a lot of good feedback. I know so Arnie and I were talking about earlier, not quite the quaint feeling of the Inn at Reading, but there may be some more positives to it than the quaint side. So that we're excited about. Obviously, sessions, agendas, and things along those lines. The fact that there's some people watching this session via Zoom. We're going to continue to work on things like that as we go forward. 50-something people a couple weeks ago. There was a huge call. I was glad that there was a mute all button, quite frankly. Brian from Intermetrics. Sorry, I forgot how to say his last name. Brian and I talked quite a bit and have developed a pretty good relationship over the last 4 months. Since Trust Advisors came around, I really started to get in contact with them quite a bit. We figured out how can we make this partnership better. It was really pretty active 10 years ago. For those of you that remember back in the day, that partnership was really, really key. And not that it's gotten any worse, but it hasn't been as exciting. So we talked to Brian and said, Brian, let's bring this thing back to life. Let's bring this thing, let's put some energy back into it. Let's reinvigorate this process. And so Brian was willing to have an initial call with the network. And I said, let's see what happens. And obviously you guys responded. And the number of views on it, even that weren't able to be there for the session itself. It was a great call. Brian and I talked about it afterwards, and the feedback we got was really, really positive. And actually, Brian and I, and Tammy and myself had the same conversation. We said, there was not nearly as much meat in that call as what there will be going forward, but people still love it. I said, Brian, this is the greatest thing. We're bringing in new energy. We're bringing in new ideas. We're bringing in new perspective. Now what we want to do is the next level of these calls is let's make them have some meat. Let's have them make some real pieces. And Mike Myers, Phil Bride, there's a bunch of others that I've got emails and some that I've got directly from Brian of here's the topic I'd like to see about what to discuss. So I talked to Brian Thursday of last week, Wednesday of last week it was, Wednesday or Thursday of last week. And I said to him, I said, give me a week because this week's kind of busy for me. I've got a couple things going on. Would you mind if we talked next week and we start to set up a schedule? Okay. So that will be, in the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a schedule for intermetrics calls going forward. For those of you that were on the call, or even those of you that were not or didn't listen to it later, one of the things that Brian did bring to the table was new words for the bottom of the D, I, S, and C. Okay. I don't remember what any of them are. So before the follow-up question, Artie, did you know what they were? Correct.
Right.
It's a positive.
Correct.
Positives are high, positives are low.
Correct.
So it wasn't going, oh, you're great as your high, you're low.
Yeah.
That was a great concept.
It was a great concept, and that slide is now been uploaded onto the affiliate website. So if you've not seen that slide on the affiliate website in the Learning Lab library, there's a PowerPoint that he used from that day. I believe it's slide number 31 is that slide.
But Gerard, unless I was looking at it incorrectly, it had the quote unquote new words at the bottom.
Yes.
But in the middle part, it just says
there was a little bit of verbiage in there and stuff like that.
So
the report itself has not been modified with those words.
Right. Why is that?
That I cannot directly answer. I don't want to lie to you. I cannot control that. Brian and I did discuss that. There was something that him and Jay were going to discuss as well as it went forward. I honestly don't know the answer. It's unfortunate. It's not my copyright to be able to modify it, so I can't change it. So I will let you know once we find out the answer to that question.
So just to follow up question, is the only thing that you changed was the last word?
I believe so.
There's no other.
Correct.
Because I'm with Arnie. If we can make some of those things positive.
That could be a phase 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay. Let's see.
Right.
Yes.
If you find in intermetrics that there's a typo or that there's a syntax error, if you send those to Jay, they typically get changed within 24 hours.
Yeah, Jay's got it. Jay doesn't know how to do that. None of us do it, but he's got a Sid. I think Sid's. I think he's got a guy. I think Sid's his name that does a lot of that stuff. Can be very responsive with that. Okay. So I'm really excited about that stuff with intervention. So stay tuned to that. A couple other things that are not on the list, just as sort of status updates. One, tomorrow morning there's networking roundtables. They are not round, so I apologize in advance. They are square or they are rectangle. They're in the restaurant. They will have a table number stand holder thing on it and a piece of paper, and there'll be a pen or a marker. The thing I'm going to request is you do not plan breakfast to go see a certain person tomorrow. Do that on Friday. Tomorrow, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go to breakfast, and when you sit down at the table, if you're the first one there and have the interest to do so, take the piece of paper, write a topic on it, put it back into the stand, and figure out, have a conversation about that topic at that table. So it may be something that Doug, no, never mind, forget that. Just because I'm looking at you, it makes it easy. If it's an area that you're really good at, that you just had a really cool experience, Dan Elliott says, I want to talk about trucking. I want to show other guys how they can work with trucking companies better. So he gets to the table, he sits down and writes trucking industry. Or Chip can walk into the same room, go and say, I want to find somebody about trucking. You either go find Dan Elliott, or if Dan Elliott hasn't put up a table that said trucking, he writes, I want to learn about trucking on a card. And then when Dan Elliott comes in, he says, oh, if someone wants to know about trucking, I should be able to help them. Let me go help them. Okay? So it's a little bit different. Once again, some modifications. We're going to try something different. We're going to do videoing tomorrow. So those of you that have volunteered for videoing, we're going to be looking for some testimonials. 30-second snippets and longer too as well. We're going to start that tomorrow morning, so at breakfast time. So if you volunteered already or have not and say, oh, I got a good thing to say about Wendy, cool. Come find one of us. Mitch is going to be doing all the recording because he knows how to do that stuff. I don't know exactly. Yeah. One of us will be more than happy to point you to Mitch. So feel free to do that. Last thing on this list. Remember last time we talked about the idea that we were herding cats and we were so tired of herding cats? We still don't want to herd cats, and it's still really hard to herd cats. But one of the things that we decided that maybe wasn't the perfect example was we are going to give you guys a heads up before sessions start. And I apologize if this comes off in the wrong way. It's a respect for the presenter is why we're doing it. It happened last time that we didn't herd cats, and one of the affiliate presenters was ready to go. And he sat, and we waited, and there was 2 of us in the room. And I said, all right, what do you think? I'm starting to forget this. And then all of a sudden, everybody came trickling in. And I looked at it, and I said, I just didn't think it was right. So just so you know, we're going to come around, we'll give you a 5-minute notice, especially during breakfasts, lunch, and things like that. We've done a lot of stuff in the last 6 months. It's been pretty crazy at times. And some of this stuff, I'm going to tell you right now, I go home and I talk to my wife about for hours. She doesn't listen, but I talk to her about it for hours, about how exciting it is and all this crazy stuff. And there's other times that we try some things, and sometimes they don't always go exactly according to plan. So this would be the kind of conversation.
Honey, what is that?
Oh my gosh, is that taper runner you wanted?
Sometimes names can be confusing. At Overstock, our name makes people think we sell overstocked goods, but it's actually everything you see here. Overstock has beautiful new furniture and the latest in home trends. So check us out and see for yourself. Overstock.com, where quality costs less.
Okay, so why the heck did I now draw that bridge to Overstock? It was 7 days between the time that the previous organization shut its doors and Trusted Advisors was created. That's a pretty short amount of time. I don't think anybody in this room would disagree with it. It's pretty impressive, to say the least, considering we hadn't thought about it before that day in May. So we went through and we made a lot of quick decisions. We made a lot of good quick decisions. We made some that said, oh, you know what? It makes sense right now, but then a couple months later, it might not have made sense. One of those is kind of a big one, but it's a good thing for us in terms of now how we're going to position ourselves. We don't just sell overstock stuff, right? The name can be confusing. Well, what we looked at was Trusted Advisors, and some of you have already actually said this to us. There's another Trusted Advisors network out there. And so one of the major things that we were looking at in 2019 was our expansion efforts. And so we talked to this marketing firm, and Tammy's going to talk more about this in a little bit. And they said, if you start advertising for Trusted Advisors Network, 60% of your money you spend is actually going to promote that other company. Oops. I didn't know. Tammy didn't know. Wendy didn't know. Mitch is like, I can get people to go to the website. Well, we didn't know about how this marketing firm would be working. So we said, great. We're trusted change agents, so let's do something like that. So what we've got is you've actually got 2 organizations, or one organization with 2 different species. So the Trusted Advisors Network is everybody in this room, but we've also branded ourselves under Trusted Change Agents. This is how we're going to go out to the market for new affiliates. So Trusted Change Agents is part of the Trusted Advisors Network. One of the things that's really cool is that in our relationships under Trusted Advisors, Trusted Change Agents, we said we need to build on brand. So we always look at ways that we can get our name out there. And last time, I don't know if anybody remembers, here at the Crown, they had paper coffee cups and crappy plastic water cups. And we were like, oh, this sucks. And so we said, all right, can we not do that anymore? And they said, oh yeah, absolutely, we'll get you new cups. We'll put real cups out. And there's a note on our blank back of event doors. Please do not use any plastic stuff anywhere. And then we got here this morning, and I picked up the coffee cup. I don't drink coffee, I drink tea. And I said, my tea bag and the amount of equal I put in it would actually overflow the cup. I'd actually have no room for water. So I'm like, that thing stinks. So what we did was we really quick over lunch, we ran out and we made these really cool trusted change agent glasses. And we figured, you know what a great way, since you guys can get a beer, cup of coffee tomorrow, as well as be able to bring our name out to the world as you go around there. There's a trusted change agent
Thank you, Darrell.
mug for you.
Plus those mugs are too damn small.
That's exactly it. So what I would do from now, we want to get into a couple of these things in a little bit more detail. So I'm going to pass over to my friend and partner, Tammy.
See it moving. Yeah.
Well, I'm not the smallest person in the world either. So,
Jeez.
all right.
All right.
Now that I have your attention.
Take two.
All right, so in a little bit more detail. We'll come back to that. I'm afraid I'm gonna do it again. So, Gerard talked about the marketplace, that's gonna go on. We've got an IT firm, we've got a marketing firm. The marketing firm, some of you already know her, Linda Anderson. Yeah, we don't know how this is gonna work or not work. That's gonna be happening this afternoon. So, marketing.
Quick question.
Yeah.
For any of our materials,
Correct.
are the materials themselves going to say trusted change agents, or is it going to say trusted advisors?
Right now,
Right now it says trusted advisors.
but what we're going to do is if you go to this website as an example on the homepage, there is a paragraph that says, Trusted Change Agents is a division of Trusted Advisors. On future title pages, it's going to be a code ramp, so it doesn't have any confusion.
So for future LMS programs, for example, it'll say what? Logo.
Yeah.
Twin logos at the top.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Trusted
Yeah,
Change Agent,
exactly.
division of?
Yeah.
Trusted Advisors Network? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So we're gonna call you TCA.
No acronym.
No acronyms, we don't do acronyms.
We are out of the acronym
Bless your
business.
butt.
That's right, where's the jar? Where's the
Should I
jar?
go home and get the swear jar?
There.
Shit, missed the swear jar.
He did.
All right, so our goal from June to December was just to get everything organized. Get you guys to a safe place, get you guys to understand what happened, pull off October, re-energize this thing. Our strategic direction was January 2019, we're going to kick off the recruiting part of this business because we want to grow this network to be even stronger than it is today. So, but there were action steps from June to December to make that happen. We were referred to a company in Ohio, which is a marketing firm, because what we learned from the previous organization is traditional advertising and marketing doesn't work anymore. I was having an informal comment, Julie was talking about where her oldest daughter works now. It's all about internet, it's all about, targeted ads, retargeted ads. I've learned more about how I've been officially stalked on my Facebook page after buying a dress for my stepson's wedding. It's like now, I get ads like every other day. Now I know how that works, and now I know why that works, and so does the rest of the team. That's the path we're going down. We officially aligned with the Essex Group in February? Yeah, this is February, end of January. And Trusted Advisors is putting a $100,000 budget to this particular campaign. And it's all going to be trusted, change agents. So one of the things that needed to happen is we needed a website. So in that June-December timeframe, Jenna was the point person on this particular project and created a really fabulous website. What do we want? Someone who is looking to make a career change, is into consulting and wants to expand, wants to get in consulting and doesn't know how. This is where they're going to go. Okay, so check it out. It's really well done. And some of you commented on the code. The reason that we're all blue and orange today is because of the color code for trusted change agents. And I didn't like it in the beginning, but I really like it now. So she's created a really cool website. The marketing company has put all of their bells and whistles behind this website so that when someone goes, we can turn them into a qualified candidate to consider trusted advisors. So if you start seeing those ads, don't click on them. Because in addition to spending 60% with the wrong company, don't use our $100,000 budget by clicking on our ads. go to the website, play around, give us feedback, because the website is a work in progress. But yeah, don't be clicking on our ads because you're going to cost us money.
Where do you place the Where do you place them?
We're having our first follow-up call because the website got approved. They put their bells and whistles in the back. We have our first follow-up call on Tuesday, and then I'll be able to answer that question.
Is it live yet?
It is live.
Did you say what it was?
TrustedChangeAgents.com. Unbeknownst to you, it's been live since day one. Just in time.
Unbeknownst to
Oh,
Yeah, we're also, Jenna set us up on Facebook and Twitter, so we're going to start those campaigns as well.
References for Facebook.
Can we like on Facebook or no?
Yeah,
It's not gonna
please.
cost you money?
No.
Okay.
The only thing that's going to cost Trusted Advisors money is if you start clicking on promoted ads.
Okay.
Because basically that's what works. And, there's two schools of thought. Some people's like, oh, they paid for that, so I'll do an organic search. And then there's other people who go, ha, they paid for that. Click, click, click. So don't click on the ads. And we're going to start very diligently co-branding on the website. We want people in the network as well as people outside the network who are going to learn about us is that this is the same company. Again, that whole transparency piece. So one of the things I was really excited to be able to talk about today, and Matt's not here either, is Matt in the building. No. Okay, but that's okay. Here are some of the ads that the marketing organization has already created. So we needed to build a website. We needed to work with them to build the ads. What did we build, Jenna? Where did she go?
She's gotten back 16 different.
She created 16 different sizes. So you can be stocked officially on Facebook with that appropriate size. And you can be stocked on any board game you play on your cell phone with that little piece that comes across the bottom, right? So Jenna was the point person, did a really nice job of putting together the ads. So, any other questions there? Good.
I guess the thing that just popped in my head is why do we make trusted change agents a primary brand and advisors and publishing?
That's basically what we're doing.
But when it comes to co-branding, it would be nice to be able to say, my company's name is affiliate of trusted change agent.
That's, in essence, what we're doing.
Take trusted advisors down to the LLC name and put it in the closet somewhere.
We could do that as well.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay.
When you try to co-brand with 3 names, it doesn't work.
All right. Good feedback. So one of the things that I was stoked about a lot of the stuff that we're talking about is 2.5 days, but wanted to be able to get up here and say, we achieved the beginning of our new alignment goal and have new affiliates be in this room, truly and only under the Trusted Advisors brand. And there are 2 gentlemen, one is with us, one is joining us, or said he was. We don't know where Matt is at the moment, but we are very proud and excited to say we have successfully since January brought on board 2 fine gentlemen that came from referrals from you guys. So the gentleman that's here is Grant. And where is Grant? He is a referral. You can't sit down. He was a referral to Trusted Advisors from Grant Tate. So thank you. Grant, would you like to take a minute and just kind of introduce yourself publicly? I know you've talked with a bunch of folks, but kind of let everybody know who you are, where you came from, and why you thought this was a good idea.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm Grant Wash. I'm the other Grant. So I've known Grant Tate for a very long time, and I started a consulting company about 4 years ago now, and had a long contract, so I wasn't really focused on the business. When that contract was ending, I realized I didn't really have a plan. So Grant and I were talking, and he mentioned trusted advisors, and as I continued to rudderlessly move along and realized that I didn't know what I was doing, saying, you should give these guys a. So I spoke to Gerard and really liked the things he had to say. So it kind of just made sense for me most of my business is all process improvement and organizational excellence, focused on operations. My background is that type of thing.
Excellent, thank you. Welcome aboard. The other gentleman whose name is Matthew Lucas, who is from New York City area, Long Island specifically, was planning to be here by this time frame based on his last conversation with Gerard, so we don't know if something happened, client happened, or family happened. Hopefully he'll be here for the free booze. And if he does arrive, we'll give him an opportunity to introduce himself tomorrow. He wasn't as a direct of a referral as Grant to Grant, but he did come to us through an affiliate who did a presentation. I don't know if any of you remember Kevin Keys. Yeah, and Tracy Holloman. Grant was doing, I'm sorry, Grant. Matt was doing a session, I don't know what the subject matter was, and Kevin was in the audience. And Kevin, something he said, stroked some interest. Kevin went up to him and said, there's an organization that I'm part of that I think you should check out. And he must have been pretty interested because he was looking for us during the transition. And he couldn't find the old organization, and lo and behold, he found us anyway. So both of these fine gentlemen have joined us as of January, beginning of February. We're really excited to have them. We are having our first follow-up meeting with the marketing company to say, okay, now how are we implementing all of this? We have all the structure in place. Where are we going to see ads? And then we can answer that, and we can put it in a weekly email. And that wasn't on my list, but for you and tell your friends in the network, the weekly email that goes out every Wednesday, it's not just fluff. We've had some comments, well, I didn't know the learning labs were videoed. Well, we send that out the Wednesday after the learning lab. So there's a lot of information in there. I try to make the subject headings interesting so you want to open them. But I don't know that you need to do it every Wednesday if that works with your plan, but it is our goal to make sure that those weekly emails are meaningful and have something of value that you can either use with a client like the new and free, or information that will keep you in the communication loop as it relates to what's going on at Trusted Advisors. If you looked at, Nancy?
I think each of us is really can assume some responsibility to encourage our counterparts to look at the website and find out what's out there. Because I'm in a 300 people, and they had no clue that the learning labs were videoed. They had no clue that this information is out there. Even though they get emails like, I said, no, you gotta look. So I think each of us can help you guys by promoting the information.
And Nancy set them straight. If you looked at the affiliate loyalty points, you may have noticed that there is loyalty points on there for a lot of different things. One of the other things that we announced in October is that if you find somebody that you think would value from the Trusted Advisors Network as an affiliate, we put together a referral. So it's a credit of $1,000 for the referral. This is Grant Tate's live and in-person invoice, so it's real. And one of the other things that, so we put that process in place because we want to say thank you. And what better customers coming to Trusted Advisors than someone who's referred by you? It's a great endorsement, and we want to say thank you. So, any other questions on my piece? Did I see any?
What are the growth goals?
New affiliates. Our goal for this year is to align with 18 to 24 folks. And then we've got, and I don't have it memorized nor is it in my notes, but we laid out a plan in October of what we see the next 3 years to be. So we're not looking for quantity, we're looking for quality, but we want to grow the network and get it back into a super strength. All right.
You guys have done in the last 9 months. It's been terrific. It's been the freshest thing that's happened in a long time.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
the team appreciates it because, right back at all of you, because the responsiveness to the plan of action, as opposed to, oh my God, what are they doing? And how is this going to screw my business? The responsiveness and the trust has been absolutely amazing. So this is a really awesome two-way street. So with that, I'm going to give it to Mitch so he can talk about his changes to the affiliate website.
Welcome back, Mitch.
Real quick, before I get into this, I would like to thank everybody for the cards and letters that I got while I was in the hospital. It's been a world to me. And it's great to be standing back up on this stage. Thank you. So we made some changes to the affiliate website to better create a user interface through not only how it was laid out, but some color coding that we're following through with as we're building and adding on. As you can see, the materials, resources, catalog are in a blue. We have a red on the top for the new forms. Power Summit's in green. And then it also transitions into very understandable, clickable buttons as you're going through the website. I felt that was very important to keep things organized, particularly, excuse me, in the processes, so it lays out, you understand what you're looking at. As we're adding more and more, they will be put into the color-coded system and will be just as easily accessible as what you see here. One of the other features that we did was add a calendar. Now, just so you guys know, the calendar is the Trusted Advisors calendar. It is our upcoming events that we want you to know about. And they are also color-coded. As you can see, the upcoming learning labs, learning libraries are purple. And on the calendar, the date reflecting that is also in purple. That is the main calendar. The big one there is the main calendar on the home page. But down the right side sidebar on a lot of the interior pages is this at-a-glance calendar that will let you know what's coming up, the next 10 events the Trusted Advisors has coming. Doug.
Is that subscribable?
It's just there. No, you just go and see it.
You can click on an event and it'll your Google.
How do you spell that?
Well, okay, that way, yes. And that's what this is here. If you click on or mouse over, click on one of these, a tab comes up that allows you to see the name of the event, the date, and then you can either print it, email it to yourself, send it to your Google Calendar, or send it to your Outlook calendar. I actually think that's a really cool feature, that if you're on the affiliate website and like the assessment call, you see that's coming up, you can tell yourself, put a reminder on my Google Calendar for that so I don't miss it. So very, very cool. The other thing is a discussion forum. These are a little more in the old school versus the social media walls that are out there, but these can be long form. They're not like Twitter that's relegated to 140 some characters. They're not like Facebook. You may have a lengthy discussion with a lot of folks. You may upload files to this. The network can communicate amongst themselves on these topics. If you find a topic you like, let's just say the assessments, and want to be told whenever a new post is made to the assessments, there is a little envelope on the side. If you click on that, it turns green. It will subscribe you to any posts that are put up on there. You will get an email notice to go read it. And you'll be allowed to comment on it, reply to it, and keep the discussion going. And that's what it looks like once you would click on like the Power Summit. It would tell you that you're in the Power Summit. Here's the latest posts, and how many replies, how many views, and you may stay active with this forum. It's actually pretty cool. Lauren?
Is this in addition to the
This is completely separate, so yes, in addition. But the LinkedIn group's not there yet, so.
Yeah, we don't moderate that LinkedIn group anymore, so if you're really looking, this is the place to go.
You probably don't want to, because they're revising everything about these groups, and they're not really utilizing them anymore, so that's probably not.
Well, the nice thing is, we control this. So we set our own rules and we can do whatever it is we want, and don't have to worry about being regulated by an outside source. So this is I was always a huge fan of longboard forums. They were very, very good at expanding conversations. And I like to see people using them. Okay, and that's it for where I'm at. There's more coming. And as we're building more onto the affiliate website, we will certainly let you know through our weekly emails or here at Power Summit. Have a great day, guys. Thanks.
So let's talk a little bit about friends. Well, Gerard stole half my thunder because he talked about what I was supposed to be talking about, but that's okay.
I never know my boundaries. I talk a lot. Leave me alone.
One of the things that we have done is the new cubes. Normally, the cubes are 10 for 50 or 24 for 100. However, during Power Summit, we have an exclusive for you, and you can get 30 cubes for $100. So you get 6 free cubes. As you can see, they're very easy to fold, unfold. They don't hurt when you throw them at people. So they are safe. They are, in all seriousness, like we talked about earlier, they are a great leave behind. I believe it was Linda mentioned it. It just keeps it top of mind with your clients. Some of the other things, I'm sorry? No. Because it is in Intermetrics, we had to have the Intermetrics copyright on them. Pre and post exams. How many of you know that there are actually pre and post exams for the developmental processes? How many of you use them?
I rest my case.
Well, something that we're doing this year is the pre and post exams are content-based. It's a great way to show another level of learning with your clients. Before, they were $2.75 per participant, so they really didn't break the bank. However, now, if you order processes, you will get pre and post exams at no charge, provided you tell us you want them. So I think that's a pretty cool new thing. Yes?
So how does that work with tailored processes? Are the questions tailored based on the content that's been ordered?
They can be, yes.
Oh,
Oh, God, don't give him that. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they,
Don't tell
Just
him.
to show
they
the
can be, but I can't, I need a little bit of time.
I know. Yeah, that's what.
They can be, but we'll need a little bit of time for that.
The no charge ones are normal standard programs, Brad. Customized programs have customized pricing.
Good answer.
And you're deciding.
So is that gin, scotch, or whiskey?
It's me, and I don't drink that stuff, so we gotta come up with something else. But seriously, with the pre and post exams, what's really nice about them is they break it down by each participant. And they will tell you, here's their pre-score, here's their post score. And at the end of it, it does give you a nice comparison so you can show learning. Questions on?
Why do some of them have 3 lines?
We all have 3 lines. This is the percentage of change.
Oh, percentage
This
of
is
change.
the pre,
Gotcha.
this is the post, and then that's the
Gotcha.
percentage of change.
Yeah.
And you will literally get a breakdown of every person, the way they answered every single question, and whether it was right or wrong. Here again, as I said, you're going to see their name, pre, post, and percentage of change. So you get it in a lot of different formats as well. So you can share what makes sense with your client. And some affiliates actually, believe it or not, use it for themselves. It's important for me to know, pre to post, where are the areas that I want to make sure I maybe go over again, review, stress when we're in our follow-up modes. What pieces scored a little bit lower than what I was anticipating. Dialogue. Jared kind of started talking about this too. In the past, the dialogue was always done per person. And we believe the dialogue tool is a really powerful tool. It shows areas of misalignment within the organization. In all of the assessments that we've debriefed over the years, I don't think I've ever seen one where even all of the management team was on the same page. It's a great tool for continuous improvement. You can use it as a yearly checkup. But what we've done is really modified the pricing. So now, less than 25 instruments, it's $500 for the company. So we significantly reduced how you purchase and pay for the dialogue. 26 to 50, $1,000 per company.
The company at 50 before was 1,500.
Yeah. Company of 50 before was, so it's significantly reduced. One of the cool things which you may or may not know about with dialogue is you can customize it. So as an example, if you don't call your customer, the organization doesn't call them customers, they call them clients, or they call them accounts. If you want that term changed in your report, we can change that term. And I'm talking about the website that they log on to. It's changed there as well. So it's changed throughout, and it will also be on the printed out report. You can add a question. You can delete a question. So you do have those different options available to you. Questions? Okay, so we now have all of the processes. Yes.
I do have a question. If you go back one.
No, I'm not. I haven't moved on.
So on the change of term, if I know that I'm going to have customers and clients and patients, is Paradigm Associates buying 3 versions of dialogue that I can specify from you going forward? I want version A or version B or version C, or am I paying $250 for every new client?
It's per client. It has to be done per client so that it all relegates to that report. It's all in the background, programming stuff.
You're saying if you use client twice.
No,
You're saying you got 3 terms for the same.
it doesn't create a new.
I'm thinking about I didn't know whether this was per client or whether I was buying templates. I was buying one template that said that always use the word customer versus always use the word client versus always use the word member versus always use the word patient. Okay, I paid for it 4 times and I've got the 4 dialogue models.
Unfortunately, the system's not
But
there
store
yet.
the template. I mean, it's not a template because it's assigned, it will be assigned to that company.
Yeah.
That company that's the.
All the stratifications would be unique to each client.
Yep. That's why.
Just want to make sure I understand.
So we announced that all of the binders are now the black binders, either the 1-inch or the 2-inch, and the reason for doing that was because a lot more of you are customizing, and a lot of times when we're customizing materials, it doesn't necessarily really fit into something titled management or team leadership. But we also understand sometimes you may want to customize the process. So what we've created are customized title pages. So you can have your logo on it. You can change the process name. you can have the company's logo on it. So that's something new and different that we've just added. It gives you a little bit more flexibility in what you're calling your process, and also goes to the whole co-brand. You can add the name of the participant too, bro.
So it's up there in color, does that mean I get it in color?
Yes, it does.
Anyone else that works with it, have any questions?
Anything else?
You work here.
So yes, they will be printed in color as well.
I think these look really slick, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I have a long-term person spooky question, and that is, I've got a bookshelf with all my various client things on. Is there any slick solution other than stickers on the back of them, whose it is or what it is? So when we're on the fly, when we pull something off the shelf, you understand what I'm getting at?
I understand what you're
Versus
getting at.
red book, blue book. I think this looks really awesome. Just one very fast solution.
Right now, the sticker thing sounds pretty darn good. Transparency. Yeah, I would say that is what one affiliate that I did happen to talk to said, oh, well, I'll just put a sticker on the side of it for the client it's for. So as you can see, we do have the title page, and we've handed all of that out for you, that it tells you everything that you need to know about how to order them. For some of you that do coaching, if you wanted to co-brand this, and the reason I bring this up is if you want to co-brand it with your company name and Trusted Advisors, you may want to order 25 of those. Again, conveniently enough, Trusted Advisors will hold them in our office, and then when you order your materials, that lovely, lovely little title page will just go in there. I'm talking about the customized title page. So if you wanted to get customized title pages, but you tend to do coaching, so it doesn't make, yes. So if you don't want to, you do coaching. Instead of ordering one at a time, you could order 25. Does that make sense?
And you would hold that.
Yeah.
Up to 25 is $150. So biggest bang for your buck would be to order 25.
If you call your coaching product, your coaching process the same thing all the time, you call it emerging coaching, and you want to put your name on the top of it, but you're only selling it one at a time, it would be kind of price prohibitive to order one of them.
Yeah.
It would cost you $150. What we're saying that we're willing to do is that you're doing that, you're selling a lot of ones or twos, and you use the same exact program, you're just going to put your own company name on it. We'll give you 25 for that price so that it's not cost prohibitive for those that are in the coaching room. For somebody that's doing a group of 10 or 15 people at a time, yeah, who cares? It's a couple bucks, you know, that kind of thing. But for those of you that are doing a lot of one-on-one work, it's a way for you to be able to put a custom title page inside the book and not be cost prohibitive.
And not sure if you, yes, Arnie?
This is for the, what is this for?
For the programs, leadership, management, team leadership, in front of the binders. Yeah. Yep, in the LMS, when you can get your name, your logo, as well as ours on the LMS as well. Mm-hmm. This is just something, I'm not sure how often you. So, go ahead, Tracy. Uh-huh.
So,
Yes, is there any reason why I shouldn't work with you? I don't know.
So
It's 50 programs, Tracy. So you have to buy 50 management programs.
That was the clarification I was looking for.
you buy 50 manager programs tomorrow, I will put their names on them.
Yes.
I will charge your credit card. I'll do it any way you like.
Yes.
So these are the projects. Dan Elliott using a big project.
Yeah.
His was some LMS. What we're saying is we're trying to encourage other ways for you guys to go to work with large clients to give you just a little bit of a different competitive advantage. So we're willing to put the time in. No. All transparency aside, for $350, I'm not taking an hour to curate one of these things for each new person. But if you're willing to order $20,000 for the books, we'll take a couple hours and help you out.
Hell of a guy.
Exactly. Thank you, Gary.
I would add to that, because we did that on LMS, and we have the USA Truck logo to it, it's great. So they all log in, it's the truck, they feel like they're logging into their own personal journey.
All right, just a quick thing, not sure if you've noticed this or not on the catalog, if you've looked at the new catalog. Traditionally in the past, the previous organization, it seemed like every year shipping charges increased. You will see there's no significant increase to the shipping charges this year. So kudos to Gerard for working out that little thing. Woohoo! Okay, last thing, gallery walk. We're really proud of everything that we've done since June, and we've been able to accomplish quite a bit. But we really want to know from you, what other things do you want us to work on? What are the ideas that you have for us? So we've set up a gallery walk. It's in the back of the room here. But really, what new product do you want to see? What modification product do you want to see? What new services are you looking for? What else? Because there always needs to be a what else. And never change this. I believe it was Nancy that said this is something that is important for us to know. What don't you ever want us to change? What do you want us to keep? Such as the Knowledge Center.
It happens. The tasting room just didn't fly.
There you go.
Did you notice the sign outside this morning?
Yes.